Don't wait for it. Claim it. There's a saying that I've resonated with for quite some time that was, hope is for beggars. And what's implied in that is that hope is a different vibration than faith or assuming the state of your wish fulfilled. Hope is like idle wishing. It's like, oh, I hope this gets better. I hope this changes for me. Hope puts you in that energy of wanting something as if you don't already have it. It's a wishy-washy energy. But when you claim it, you say that it's yours now. You say that it's on its way. You're not waiting. You're not hoping for things to change. You're claiming it and you're presencing yourself into the power of your awareness in the moment where all the power is. And there's another saying, faith without works is dead. Because as we're doing this inner work, right, it's like we're going through this shift, the bridge between the inner and the outer. It's putting that inspired action. It's becoming the version of ourselves. And I believe that's what happens automatically as we reprogram the subconscious, as we imprint a new self-concept of ourselves, is that we start stepping in and embodying that version of ourselves. We start playing out that actor in the stage of life. Faith without works is dead. Because you're allowing a demonstration. This is what I'm learning with bringing my awareness into the moment. Today I was having stress coming up and just juggling so many different things are going on right now. I'm working a job. I'm launching my business. I'm taking classes. I'm just doing a lot of different things, recording, building this YouTube channel, having people over later today. And I was feeling this stress coming up, and my response to it earlier today was I fully presenced myself in the moment. And I moved myself out of that energy of hoping that things would change or that uncertainty if I could balance it all. I did some EFT tapping as well on the meridians, and I was clearing through an energy. I was like feeling that uncertainty in my own ability to balance things in my life, or that there wasn't enough time, or I didn't have enough energy to do everything. And then as I felt through and cleared through that energy, I started to bring in the certainty. I started to bring in and affirm that there's plenty of time. And I started to presence myself in the moment. So then when I went about my day, I started to feel that energy. And I made this conscious decision in the moment that I'm not going to let stress rule my life. I'm not going to live in reactivity. And as I was feeling that energy coming up, I was using it as grist for the mill. I was using it as lead for the gold. I was like, every time that energy came up, I fully presenced myself into my body, into my hands and my feet, into the earth, into the moment, and just slowed down. Because the reactionary response, the habitual self, the survival mode, it can feel so easy when that comes up of like, I'm just gonna hustle, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna move through this. And it's like, I noticed that when I would go into that mode, it's like I'm leaving the moment. I'm not fully present to the blessedness of life. And the thing is when I'm in that moment, you're in the zone and things attract. And you also, when you're more present and you're more slowed down in your body, it's like I noticed when I shifted into that, I was going into Whole Foods to get some groceries, and I crossed paths with someone. She was a very beautiful woman, and just like shared a smile, and it kind of brightened my day. And I was like, man, if I was rushing through this scene of my life, I wouldn't have even noticed that. I slowed down and I saw how beautiful the sun coming through the clouds is, even right now. Like, that present moment awareness, as cliche as that might sound, is so freaking powerful, because it opens our perceptual filters from our preconceived notions. When we're rushing through life, we often carry those filters everywhere we go, and then we end up missing the moment. But the thing is, when we miss the moment, we're not able to appreciate everything, and it puts us into that survival mode. So as I was walking through the Whole Foods, I was like getting some nice things because I'm having my family over for dinner tonight. And I just enjoyed, and I noticed every time, it was like a part of me, this frenetic part of me, like wanted to rush and wanted to like go faster and I just, each time I was like, hey buddy, I see you. And I slowed down. And then I caught the moment, I caught the wave of the moment. And here's the thing, is that as you claim it, the funny thing is that when we miss the moment, we are rushing towards a future where we think we'll be happy, and we're ending up in a zone of wanting. We're ending up in a zone of waiting for it or hoping for it to happen. When we slow down into the moment, is what I've learned, is that we catch the beauty, we catch the wave of the universal flow, and new pathways open up within us. And in that state of ease and alignment, grace, we allow ourselves a bit of grace. And in that opening of grace, we open the aperture of our perception to a higher light of inspiration and divine guidance, to be able to hear the inner voice of intuition, of the calling of our source, not as just a big lofty ideal of a life purpose, but as a living energy within ourselves. When we're able to tune into that, then we're able to tune into the feeling of what it is that what we're looking for in the manifestation of these different things in our life. And then we're able to catch the feeling of that peace and that happiness and that enjoyment. And this is what I've been thinking about with the difference between power and force, is that Alex Hermosi did a talk. He's a successful entrepreneur. He's talking about leverage, right? And think of a lever, right? Here's a perfect example of this. The same amount of power can be applied to a lever right here. And the same amount of power can be applied to a lever right here to turn a bolt. It takes 10 times more effort or force to turn the bolt right here. It takes 10 times less effort to simply turn the bolt with here. Why? Because you've got leverage. More leverage, less force, more power. More force does not equal more power. This is why this is the difference between, this is why faith without works is dead. You got to have leverage. This is why idly, I hope it'll change. That's an energy of, that's like begging to some big daddy in the sky to give you a big ice cream cone, or give you what you want for your tomorrow. That's not claiming it. And the prayers of technology is claiming it. You are in communion with the God source within yourself. Giving yourself the permission and understanding that it's actually your right to commune with that source, and actually on some level to command it, to focus it and direct it. And it's like when we're more in a state of allowance, when we're more present, we're more open to the moment, we're more tapped in and feeling nature and feeling Gaia and feeling spirit, then our actions are guided through inspiration to the highest service of ourselves and all. And it's like, then you've got power through that applied action. Then it goes somewhere, it creates this momentum that's moving you towards the fulfillment of your dreams, and you feel the synchronicities. You see them. You see the opportunities. You get the idea. You're like, oh man, that's a good idea. Abraham was saying the other day, that means you're tuned into source right then. He's like, oh, I got a good idea. You're tapped into your inner being right then. And so this leverage thing was coming to me because faith is assuming the feeling. When you're working in alignment with source, you got the whole orchestration of manifestational components. All of the winds of creation seem to move. And you ever notice that with certain people, that it's just like everything seems to go their way? So this leverage thing, I noticed the other day changing a tire. And the first tire iron wasn't quite the right fit. So it was really hard to get one of the bolts, and the lever wasn't quite long enough. So I couldn't get one of the bolts off. So then I tried a wrench. The lever was too short. Even I literally stood on top of it. I held myself up on the vehicle and I stomped down on it with the full weight of my body. I'm like, this is like jumping up and down. It's probably like a couple 100 pounds. Didn't matter. So I went and got a better lever. I went and got a longer lever. Put the lever on there, and I just went right down. Way less effort because there was more leverage. That's what aligning ourselves with the universe does. That's what putting ourselves in accordance with natural law or the laws of life, the principles of success, the metaphysics, in a practical manner. And that's what this channel, this is what I intend. See, I almost said hope. That's another little thing I'll say about when people are like, oh, I hope you get better. Don't hope I get better. See me already better. That's one of those things of the miracle workings too, is that when people came before Jesus, he saw them in their already healed aspect. And he said, go forth and tell no one. Be careful about who you share your dreams with, because they'll introduce resistance. They'll talk you out of your own alignment. The real faith is not a showstopper. It's an internal configuration. And sometimes it can be just a quiet moment of, what would it feel like? What would it look like? What does it feel like? Tapping into your dreams and your intuition. Asking for divine guidance and inspiration and putting yourself into the receiving mode right in this moment. Holy Spirit, infinite intelligence, all that is, I ask you to send me right ideas, fruitful ideas, money-making ideas, beautiful ideas, creative and original inspirations and innovations, and the highest service of all. And so it is. And then listen. Not with your ears, but with your inner ears. Just listen. Slow down and you can hear it. Slow down and pay attention and you'll get visions. You'll get images, and it'll have this source feeling. It'll have this little sparky, like you know what it is. Some people are like, I don't know if I can trust my intuition. That's synchronizing the mind and the heart, because the more that you train it, it's like a skill. You'll know what it is. It's unmistakable, and it never fails you. But sometimes we get into this chatter. And so the more that we're able to align that, the more that we're able to see. And as we believe, we're able to see. I'm just like, oh, seeing is believing. It puts you in the realm of hope. It puts you in the realm of reactionary to conditions. But when we're able to claim it, we realize we got a direct line right to the source of all that is in life itself. Reverend Ike sometimes says, Jesus on the main line. But you got that connection, you know, that like you could just call that up. Call up that connection to the all that is. And when you get that feeling, milk it, feel it. And as Napoleon Hill said, faith is the elixir of life. And that through which all the works are made manifest. It's a feeling state. So, thank you for tuning in. Blessings on your highest timeline of prosperity, abundance, well wishes for you and all your loved ones. And if you guys like this video, please hit the thumbs up, maybe share it with a friend. Subscribe if you'd like to, and that bell will give you notifications. And I've opened up application to the Clear Channel Coaching Program if you'd like to learn more about what it means to work with your consciousness, the energy, open up the central channel and work with the chakras in your everyday life in a way where you're finding your voice, expressing your true self, and your divine gifts that are already within you. They're like right there. This is what I help people with. If you want to learn more about it, links below. And you can get on a free call with me, free coaching call. No strings attached. I only work with those that are in the highest, best alignment. So, thanks guys. Peace and many blessings.